Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
Well, the World Cup has come to America, and it's not turning out like the media wanted. The rest of the world is realizing how awesome the United States of by God America is. They can't believe how good the food is, or that we have air conditioning like everywhere. And thousands of tourists thought they died and went to heaven when they visited a Buc-ee's. Heck, even countries we've blown up are giving us a second look. So, hey, everyone out there, enjoy that chemically altered delicious bag of Doritos while sitting in air-conditioned comfort. And give a tip of the hat to the free by God enterprise system that brings you all these things, as well as Dave and Juan. Blah.
And 3.
Number 2.
With a 1. Woohoo! America! Hosting the World Cup right now and apparently doing a very good job. We are back and you are
You're welcome.
100% welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you. Thank you. We were talking right before we came on. The World Cup is rolling along. This is timestamp. This is a Sunday, so that first Sunday.
Not just any Sunday, Dave. This is
Happy
Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to you, Juan.
And to you as well.
And this is going to be belated because this is going to probably just air on Monday and later in the week. So happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, or those who identify as a father.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Granddads, stepdads, crawdads, all of you. Happy Father's Day. So, been a good one. Not to sound mean, it worked out great because what do most dads want for Father's Day?
Nothing.
And when we say nothing,
I managed to get nothing from my wife.
All right. So get gifts because I feel bad. The same thing. I actually got a couple small things. I'm gonna show you. It's kind of funny, but honestly, the best present for most dads is everybody good? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Everybody happy? I'm just going to do nothing. And so my wife actually had a day today with one of her daughters, like her present, her birthday present is they go on a shopping day. So, and my wife enjoys doing that. So she goes out and goes to have lunch or brunch or whatever. So she's gone. My son, the one son that is back Houston based right now, he has shows today in Houston. So saw him first thing in the morning. He gave me a nice card and wished me happy, you know. And then as we are going live here, I get a text from my Louisiana son, who I would have bet you $100 was going to miss it today. But I'll bet you anything he ran into my mom, and my mom said, Babe, did you tell your dad Happy Father's Day?
Oh, it's Father's Day? Yeah.
Yeah. So I got that going right in there.
I went down to see my dad. So I spent the afternoon there. And one of my sons was there, and my daughter was there, and then my other son, my nomad son, that's somewhere in southern Mexico.
Hey.
Actually called me, which I was literally shocked about that. But so I had a nice call with him. He was trying to go to the World Cup in Mexico City.
Jeez. Why?
But then I don't know. I guess because it's close to where he is. And then he realized that the prices were displayed in dollars and not pesos, because it was like over $2,000 for a ticket.
El correcto, Broheim.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had somebody text me the other day, say, "Hey, is your son at the whatever Portugal game?" I'm like, I don't think he wants to part with that kind of change. But I don't know. I guess who knows? Mexico City may be doing
I have no idea. I think it was more because he was close. Because I would be shocked that he would have gone if it were free.
So,
but it's good. We talked a little bit. It's nice to see all of the people from other countries who are basically here proving everything wrong, that all of the people who in the United States who say the world hates the United States, they're being proven wrong.
Well, because understand something. The media here hates the United States one party is in office.
Yeah.
So when their party or whoever controls them is in office, then all the problems are just they have nothing to do with the government. It's free enterprise that's causing
Yeah.
all this, right? And so they'll do anything to crap on the United States. And by the way, the media overseas is the same way. And I get it. Like like I said, I've got a few friends in other countries, and if you have an honest conversation with them about what their input, like what they hear about America, yeah, you'd hate it too. You'd think like, so yeah, it is. I saw a great post, and I forget, what platform it was on, and really cool pictures of people all over the country and all these parties and people just, having a, grand old time. And it's saying, the World Cup in the United States this year is sort of proving or reproving to the world that we don't have issues with each other. We have issues with our leaders, right?
1,000%.
Yeah. It's the people who are, and we used to say it's the people we elect, but my attitude is I don't think we actually elect most of these people. I think there may be there's a certain percentage of our politicians who are officially, legally elected. I am 100% convinced that a good percentage of the people that have been in Washington forever, they've been stealing elections.
Yeah.
From for decades, and beyond that, the people that are permanent DC, the alphabet agencies, those folks that actually run things, right? So you got to keep people mad at each other. You got to keep people.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. If you're here to solve a problem and there's no problems to solve, then I got to create some. I think one of my favorite things though with the people from other countries is apparently there's no ranch dressing in Europe. And Europeans are freaking out over ranch dressing to the point that the TSA is alerting people that if you're going to bring ranch dressing back with you, you have to put it in your check bags.
Yeah, you cannot carry on ranch dressing, visitors. You have to, and look, so some entrepreneur out there needs to start shipping ranch, right? Who owns the domain ranch dressing, USA or whatever? Start shipping that stuff. But that there's some cool, and here in Texas, it's the Buc-ee's. Everybody's losing.
Yeah, I heard Buc-ee's was going
losing their mind on Buc-ee's. And the food.
In-N-Out Burger. I heard somebody, a European, are talking about how great it is that they've got Bible verses on the cups at In-N-Out Burger.
Listen, you come to the United States. Or I can't speak for everything because I'm not a world traveler. I don't pretend that I know what's going on. I know what I see on TV, and actually, not really what I see on TV. Most of the stuff that I actually trust now, it's somebody else shooting a video that you're watching on another platform. Yeah. I literally CBS, ABC, NBC, CNBC, MSNBC, even Fox. I haven't watched a Fox News show in months.
I don't watch. I only watch, and I've said this before, I flip the local news on, which is new for me, or it's, I guess, everything old is new again. I watch the first 10 minutes of the news, and then I flip it to something else. Nothing news related, and I'm careful to not flip it over to CBS at 5:58 because I don't want to hear any part of the CBS evening news.
Correct. And I don't want to, just in case there's some way of tracking it, I don't want them to think they got a rating on that. Oh, no. All the networks. I mean, all of them now. Dude, if they come on and start, if it's the Sunday morning news, I doubt it's Sunday. I want verification that they got because so that's what's happening worldwide, y'all. Sure, you come here, I can bring you to places in America that you would not like. But I got news for you. Most of the places around us that you think are dangerous or you think are run down or you think are a problem, they're better off than a lot of parts of some of these other,
comparatively.
Right? So you can find good and bad everywhere. For the most part, that's
what you're looking for. And a lot of times people are only looking for bad.
Yeah. Well, I got news for you. It depends on what you click on. Apparently, if you grab my phone or you got onto my Facebook or Instagram or whatever, you would think I am a big fan of street fights because I get a regular feed of effed around and found out. That's all I get.
I like the ones that are narrated by some guy who does it as so it's a very colloquial type,
That, and we also got the
narration.
guy, Steve Iman, whatever, the Australian guy. Oh, he stepped into that. Yeah, that's good stuff. Also, we were talking about the food. So the world is coming here and they're freaking out about the food in America, how good it is. But I saw this other guy. He's a comedian. I guess he's a comedian, young guy, and he does a lot of stuff on corporate America. But he talks about that. He says, I can't understand why people from around the world, especially Europe, are coming here and they're amazed how good the food tastes. Hey, y'all, chemicals taste good. We've had scientists. Your food doesn't taste like this because your government keeps these poisons out of your food. So understand what you are having. You are tasting the results of what used to be the tobacco scientists back in the day, until they basically tried to run tobacco companies out. So the tobacco industries bought all the food companies. And what do they do with their lab coats? They turn those guys free on how do we get people addicted to fast food and addicted to snack food like rats on cocaine. And that's what, now I've never seen a rat on cocaine, but I assume
You can imagine.
I've been told once rats get hooked on cocaine, that's what they want. So that's what he was saying. He says, of course the food's delicious. It's the best tasting poison you ever ate. Hang around here long enough, you'll be amazed that your joints start hurting and you'll be bloated.
Amazed how much weight you gain.
Yes. So
now I did see this week talking about that M&M's is trying to go with Make America Healthy Again formula.
M&Ms.
Yeah, and they're struggling because they can't come up with anything for the blue M&M. The coloring meets
there's no natural blue, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good, Juan, that's a good point too. If you're eating a food that is the color of something that just does not occur in nature, it probably was not meant to go into your mouth. And here's the deal. Actual chocolate, like legitimate, non-junked up chocolate, is not that terrible for you. Sugar in certain, what they figured out years ago, though, is that, sugar's the big one. Sugar will get you hooked on everything. Sugar will make you want to eat. We have so much sugar in our foods. And
they're open. Have you ever heard, or y'all had one in Houston for sure, because I know my daughter's been there. It's a soda shop. What do they call it? But it's big on the Mormon Housewives show. People know what I'm talking about.
Well, I didn't know there was a Mormon Housewives show.
Oh, dude, yes, it's great. The best white trash TV you'll find.
Okay.
It might be Sips or something, but the reason it's big on the Mormon Housewives show is because devout Mormons don't drink caffeine, but they'll drink the crud out of sugar. And so these things are like soda shops, but they put so much stuff in it. They're putting cream in it. They're putting all kind of other sugary ingredients in it. And they're opening one in Baton Rouge.
Anything with caffeine.
Yeah, anything with caffeine.
Huh.
And they say that an average one of those drinks can go up to 2,500 calories.
Okay. Better be delicious.
They call it dirty soda.
Better be. Jeez, I feel my diabetes rising just listening to that.
Because it's all sugar.
I pulled something this week, and again, another thing I'm on. Apparently, I start looking at food and food additives and trying to what's good for you, what's not good for you. And this was something that came up. Food's engineered in a lab to be addictive. So Doritos, and Doritos are pure. They're designed.
Dude, I used to live on Doritos.
Sure. Everybody could, because it is Doritos was like when the scientists came out of the lab with their corn meal, sweetened, salty, whatever. They were high-fiving. Says Doritos says no single flavor dominates, so your brain never gets satisfied and keeps eating. All right. Now I don't know if that's what they're saying. That's one of the things about Doritos. Okay. Oreos. The sugar to fat ratio triggers the same brain pathways as cocaine in studies. So they figured out a way to get the right
me some Oreos.
Sugar to fat. I've never done cocaine in my life, but apparently, Oreos hit the same part of your brain. Pringles. The saddle shape fits your tongue perfectly, so you never want to stop. I don't know. That's a physical thing. Coca-Cola, phosphoric acid masks the sweetness so you don't gag from 39 grams of sugar. Yeah, I used to drink more. I don't know how many Cokes I used to drink a day, but that was the treat back in the day.
Dude, I just drink Diet Dr. Pepper, which is pure healthy.
Yes, Doc. Yeah, yeah. I understood that. I think Diet Dr Pepper next to coconut water is one of the safest. Any other things here, but yeah, I mean, we drink coconut water. You ever see the BAI coconut drink?
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
And those things ain't cheap, man. But my family apparently is hooked on them. I mean, we go through like several cases a week of that. We got free water coming out the tap, but boy, we are hooked up on the buy.
Dude, if you would see
Super
the
water.
amount of energy drinks that are consumed in my office, all the younger people.
Right. They don't drink coffee, do they?
No.
Yeah.
Some of them might. They'll do like a Starbucks run or whatever. But it's just, yeah, 2 and 3 and 4 a day. One guy apparently, tried to or is getting off of energy drinks. So he bought 2 cases and put it on this other girl's desk or the desk next to hers. And she didn't even take it home. She just sits there and, it's like, I'll knock that out in a week or two.
Oh, he brought them to her because he wants to get off of them, and she
Right.
just-
And he says, all right, well, you like this flavor? Here you go.
Now read the label on that stuff. I think I've had one energy drink like that in my life, and it made me like I don't even know if I finished it. I think I was.
I've had them before, but I just don't like it. The only time, if I know I'm going to be on the road driving late,
Yeah.
I'll drink a Red Bull about 7 o'clock and just like one. And
I don't
that's
know
it.
that I've ever had a Red Bull. No, look, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. I mean, I drink, I drink any beer in the world and wines, and it's not like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not.
not, I'm trying to, I just don't like a lot of them. It's like a couple times I had Monster back when like years ago when Monster was first getting popular. And what it does is it'll give you the sugar rush and you'll hit a crash. And to pick you back up, I got to have another one.
Yeah, well, that's how it's designed, y'all. Circling back, so rest of the world, Europeans, Africans, everybody who's here, just amazed at the food, or you can be amazed at the food. The restaurant food's probably not good for you anyway either. You said fast food's so filled with, but there's some that are better than others, I guess. We talked the other day about, McDonald's. I used to love a McDonald's, and now I'll realize that the best, McDonald's, one regular McDonald's hamburger is perfect for a diet because it's just good enough that you can get one down and not good enough that you want any more. So it's, I get there in the restaurants. I saw a clip of today, a guy in Houston. He's just amazed at all the food options. And I'm thinking, bro, it's the 4th largest city in America.
Yeah.
It is literally the most diverse big city in America. Yeah, you're going to find, you can find some different places to eat around here. Can also show you some places to get stabbed around here if you miss the streets of London or miss the streets of Sweden. I think it's Anyway,
Well, it's funny that we're talking about food and stuff. So the town of Donaldsonville in Louisiana, it's like the redheaded stepchild of Ascension Parish. Ascension is one of probably the most. I got a lot of money in Ascension Parish from industry.
I don't know. You should say red-headed stepchild on Father's Day, Juan. That's just
Well, there you go.
All you red-headed stepchildren out there, we apologize.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk about one later. But so Hyundai is opening a steel mill in Donaldsonville.
I'll be darned.
And then there's another big thing. I mean, it's $1 billion investment. And so it's the first investment in that area in forever. I mean, it's a very rundown part of, an otherwise, pretty good parish.
Right.
It was just announced last week that somebody is opening a big Korean barbecue place in Donaldsonville. Where's Hyundai based?
Korea.
That'd be Korea.
That's what you call somebody using their head for more than a place to put their cap, dude. That's some. Get on that.
Korean people coming here with money. I'm gonna feed them some barbecue.
Better believe it, man. How far is Donaldsonville from Thibodeau? Like,
Eh, 35 minutes.
okay, it's a little farther than I thought. I keep forgetting. It's Napoleonville. It's
It's
kind of fun.
Napoleonville, then the city of Pankerville,
Yeah, it's funny,
then a little
dude.
bit farther,
Lived in
Donaldsonville.
Louisiana about half my life. That's the other thing. I know how old I'm getting. I used to say I lived in Louisiana pretty much all my life. Now I realize, no, I've been out of
Not so
Louisiana
much.
almost about as long. Yeah, about as long as I was there.
Donaldsonville is at the mouth of the bayou
That
of
was just a
Crucible.
void. I remember before we had Google Maps or I had any maps actually in my car. It was like Baton Rouge just magically showed up. Like you just drove on LA 1 until
So you got there.
you got there.
You
That's that
passed through Donaldsonville.
exactly. You know, yeah, I wouldn't have known. You know, times I drove through White Castle. No reason to be in White Castle, but
Yeah.
waiting for
Yeah,
Baton
no,
Rouge
have none.
to magically pop up. But so circling back, glad everybody's having a good time. We hope it continues. I've actually been watching the occasional World Cup match. America's apparently doing great,
Good.
which is part of me would think maybe it's rigged because we're hosting. You always got to figure that Canada's winning too, Mexico's winning too. It's better business for you when the host countries are doing well.
Well, it's
But
odd. We went eat out Friday night, since I was off of work and everything, celebrating Juneteenth holiday.
yes,
We went eat out, and in the restaurant had a couple of TVs on. You know how like for the I guess the college football championship, they've got 17 different versions of a telecast or a
right.
broadcast for it. In the restaurant they had, it was a World Cup, and it was the coaches channel. And basically it was a split view. All you saw on one side is one coach, and on the other side is another coach.
Oh, they just keep a camera on the coach.
Yeah.
That seems
It
pretty.
doesn't seem very exciting viewing, and it wasn't.
Well, yeah, but here, but
And maybe they were mic'd, and that was a little different. I don't know.
something that World Cup or FIFA, which by the way, FIFA, I think, well, you got to take governments out of this because official governments are the most corrupt operations on the planet. I think right after that, the Olympic Committee is right up there. The Nobels and the Olympics are as corrupt. They're just right. They're just scams. Just pay to play stuff. And some FIFA's in there somewhere. FIFA's not. They're pretty corrupt, but they understand when they have the power. Like all these stadiums around the United States, like Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, NRG here, or now it was Reliant, but it's going to go back to being NRG, or vice versa. It's going to be Reliant Stadium here in Houston. All these stadiums around the country have big corporate sponsors. Their name is on the stadium. Not when World Cup comes around.
Really?
No. Right now, the stadium is just called Houston Stadium. The name is covered up. Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta, all that's covered. It's
all
just,
the logos are covered.
it's World Cup. Yeah, everywhere around the country.
And what is it? Just like a big blue tarp on it?
Some are doing different things, but it's the official FIFA whatever. But yeah, that's part of their deal is so. And it makes you wonder. Well, we'll see. At first, they were talking about how the business really wasn't a big bump. They really weren't seeing in a lot of cities. We're not seeing the amount of money they thought they were going to. It's looking like it's picking up. One for sure is Boston. You've seen what's been happening in Boston? Okay, Boston are hosting Scotland.
Oh, I did. All the Irish pubs I heard are getting
All of them. Just forget the Irish pubs. Like, so Scotland has come in and basically drunk Boston dry, which is tough to do. But they're having a blast, and all the Boston businesses, they're like trying to cut deals. Like, oh, wait, that's our, they're going to have sister deals now with Scotland. But yeah, so good. I hope it all goes well. I hope security continues to be great.
Yeah, I've seen like I don't know what do they call it, the Orange Run or something in
Happening
Houston.
in Houston. What's cool about that is that there are a lot of. Oh, geez, what's the team? It's is it Norway?
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't understand enough.
I should scream at my son. I don't know if he's back yet, but he would know. He would flat out know.
Yeah.
But what's cool about it, they have this big thing, and they did it around Rice Village, where the
Uh-huh.
university is in Houston, and which is not. It doesn't. That doesn't exactly butt up against the stadium. But it's in that area. But
Rice Village itself, the little shop. I mean, Riley and my daughter goes to Rice Village all the time.
Do they? Okay, but that's not. It doesn't. It's not really close to. It's
No.
close, but not. It's not walking.
It's close
distance.
to the university.
Not University of Houston. No.
No, University of Rice. Yeah.
Yeah. University of Houston's over in the third. That's
Yeah.
But me and you are care about me, you, and about 10 people. What about that? But they have this really funny dance or something they do, all dressed in orange, and apparently a lot of people in Houston got in on it. So everybody's wearing orange.
My wife knows has some friends from here who went to just join in.
Thousands of people in the street doing this, chanting these things, and that's what's kind of funny too. Like more often than not, man, I could care less about. It ain't my sport. That's fine. My son loves it. That's his sport. So I get it. But when you see people so enthusiastic about something, dude, if they were cheering like that at cornhole, I'd probably enjoy cornhole.
right. Kind of make sure you get excited for the joy.
But the only thing I could possibly think of not really enjoying, no matter how enthusiastic the crowd is pickleball.
Yeah.
And, I just but you know my hang up on that. But
well, it's coming to Sugarland. Banana ball.
Banana ball, what's that?
That's the Savannah Bananas, which they now have their own league. There are multiple teams. So my daughter signed up to work the game. And she realized over the weekend that it's not the Savannah Bananas. There's like 6 teams in their league. It's some of the other teams that are playing. It's basically the same thing.
Okay.
But she has to wear a banana costume, which she is thrilled about. And she's going to be scanning tickets, and she's called a Nana Scanner.
That cracks me up. All right.
So there you go. In August, right down the street from you somewhere.
Oh, they're coming play in Sugarland here?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. All right. We might have to host the young lady.
All right.
All right. I mean, literally, I walk by that stadium today. It's
well, she's all excited about it. I said, well, good, because
good deal.
I wouldn't go.
Good deal. We were talking earlier about Father's Day. So my wife got me. The other thing was we've been the last couple of days. That's why I'm going hard now, because when I stop today, bro, I'm gonna be like peaceful or like down for a minute, and I'm going to sleep. I mean, it's one of those. We've been taking apart the home gym that we've had upstairs in our guest.
Oh, that's right. You got to get everything out for the flooring people.
So finally, my neighbor across the street said he'd take it. Here's the funny thing: that gym right now, I forget what I paid for it. We paid for it, give or take 10 years ago, but it looks brand new. I mean, it's like all right. It hasn't moved. It's been the upstairs bedroom.
Plus, it's inside, not in some
correct. It's inside,
sweaty area.
All right. It's commercial. They go for $5,000 to $7,000 right now. Okay, and I'm like, I want to give it away to a free to a good home, but I don't. You got to get it, and the thing is, you got to take it apart. I realized after that 4 guys showed up the day they put that thing in. It took 4 guys to put this thing together. So and
it's upstairs at your house too, right?
Upstairs.
So that means I'm assuming it's got weights to it.
Oh, now the weights were the easy part. But here's the deal. I'm not kidding, Juan, when I say that set must have, if you include all the bolts and all the stuff, 300 parts. I mean,
do you have the instructions on
everyone? We had every manual, but those are useless. Those are useless because you're looking at the schematic, you're looking at things. So I videoed everything, make sure we get a good picture of what it is and what comes off easy. And then, thankfully, I just randomly thought my neighbor across the street, young guy, he and his wife, they got a like a 1-year-old. And I talk to him every now and then, and he's built. You could tell, I'm like, wait, that guy works out. I mean, he's like jacked. And I sent him 2 pictures of the thing. I said, hey man, I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm shy of putting this on the side of the road for the, because they won't pick it up until once a month we get big garbage pickup.
Yeah, they'll sink in your yard.
So he talked his wife into letting him take it. So then, okay, good, I got to take her, and he's right across the street. Yeah. But then taking that thing apart, man. But Juan, I'm telling you, when I say probably my wife and I, the 2 of us together, probably spent 4 hours throughout taking it apart, trying to figure it out. and not just. I guess I could have just taken everything apart and try not to hurt.
But you
yourself.
want to put if you're like me and you're giving it to somebody, you want to put the bolts where they go. And,
But yes, exactly. I'm taping stuff up. I'm taking pictures, and then he came over, and I needed him because again, he's a big boy. But anyway, we finally got that thing out. We brought it.
Yeah, it's not like you go give him here's the bolts in this bucket.
Got it set up over there. But anyway, one of the tools it called for to install it, but maybe it was, and I got everything, was a rubber mallet. And I was like, gosh, dang it. I know at one time I had one. I wouldn't know where it's at right now. So one of my Father's Day's gifts today, America, that's the prettiest rubber mallet you ever seen.
Yeah, you can tell you've never used it.
Oh, dude, it's lovely, man. I don't think I will. I told my wife, I said, this thing is just too pretty.
I've never seen one that wasn't, that was white.
Look at that. Oh, look, it's got a nice white head to it.
It seems like it's got a good padded handle.
Baby blue. It's actually, it's not really padded, but it's
right. Yeah.
So
it's not a piece of wood.
Rubber mallet is made for when you need to knock the crap out of something, but you don't really want to break it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. It's a very specialized tool.
Now, don't be confused with this being Father's Day, because fathers growing up, there are times you want to whack the crap out of something without breaking it. Do not use the rubber mallet. So like I said, I might just leave this on my desk in the office and just.
Yeah, you can call court to order, man.
But
I texted my wife before she was she just got back Thursday from South Carolina.
Just in time for you two to have your Juneteenth dinner.
That's right. And so I said, because I told you, I mentioned last week, she decided we're going to Cancun.
There you go.
And I said, all right, I don't need anything for Father's Day. Don't go spend money. She said, well, I got to get time. I said, we're going to Cancun. That's plenty. That's all I need. Well, but I feel bad not getting anything. I said, but that's about you. This is about me. It's Father's Day. I don't need anything. Well, what's Riley going to say? I said, I don't know, because I also told Riley don't get me anything.
Yeah.
And she had already done something, her and my son, but so today, so she didn't. But today I was showing my son online like some shirts on our website that I like, this like clothing site. I said, oh, look, this is kind of cool shirt and stuff. And I could feel her over my shoulder trying to sell, but it's like, I'm like you. If I want it, I get it. I don't need a gift for the sake of me. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Exactly.
The love.
You got to be careful. Just gesture. Just say Happy Father's Day.
Yeah,
that's the best. But I get it. We feel like we have to. Like my wife today, she got back from her thing, and I was working in my office. Yeah, I'm not going to scan around here, but like I'm probably. And I got so much actual work to do this week that I'm like, oh, geez. But they're coming Wednesday to change all the floors. And the guy said one day. He says they do it in one day.
You change them all over the house?
No, not the first floor. The first floor.
Okay, so yeah.
But it's about 1,500 feet of flooring. I mean,
yeah. Well, you just remember, I did it, and it took me 6-7 months.
Yeah. Well, they're doing the day. They're doing carpet though. It's all we recarpet. That's the other thing. We looked at all the options. And it's kind of funny when you're working on a house years later, because this house was built in the late 80s, I think, or maybe late 80s. What the hell it is. But the wood, it's got a lot of wood. Got a lot of back. That style was.
So if you put wood floors in, you're just like you're a wooden display case.
And they don't match. Nothing matches. Yeah. And then you choose a carpet, and then the guy comes back and says, well, you realize the carpet you picked is sort of directional, so you can't. It's good. That takes more carpet because you got to cut it up and make it all right. You can't have directional carpet.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. So you can get a pattern. A pattern's cool, but directional stuff you don't. So I'm like, dang, never.
Right. You get a lot more waste.
Right. So anyway, we had to work all through that. But anyway, so that's going to basically consume my Wednesday. Even though I'm going to have to move out my office, even if I can do work downstairs, I'm going to be consumed with everything that's going on upstairs. But yeah, all that, like I said, I'm about 80% done. But I'm going through stuff, Juan, and you and I talked about, junk piles and junk drawers. And my office, okay, which is basically, it's converted. I'm sure at one time this was somebody's bedroom. It's pretty big room. It's got a walk-in closet over there, Now, walk-in, that's deceptive. Walk-in closets today you can live in. right?
Yeah.
It's not that. It's a walk-in. You can
It's
literally
more than a rod on the wall
correct. You can
going
walk
from
into it.
side to side.
I can walk into it. There's shelves right here.
Yeah.
But it's by the size of the closets I grew up in. That's a
Right,
massive
right.
closet.
We have the accordion doors on mine, and it's
100%. Yeah, that's the way to go. But so my office has sort of served as the time capsule
yeah.
slash right forever. So I'm having to go through in big, heavy boxes of stuff that you figure, man, we ain't never gonna have to move, but you have to move them, have to get stuff out. So I'm going through stuff, and I got to get in the right mindset. Kind of got to get a little combination of tired, annoyed, and a couple beers in me, and then I lose a lot of my sentimental.
Yeah, you see, and we've talked about this before, when we downsized and moved to where I am now, we had extra rooms upstairs. So it just became, all right, just put everything in there. And then it's downsizing, which means you got to throw stuff away. And I'm going through stuff, and it's like, well, I'm not throwing this away. I'm not throwing that away.
One.
Yeah, yeah. I have in the closet over there sound effect records from the radio station at Nichols.
Oh, dude,
Which, like, why on earth would I need sound
Juan,
effect records?
Juan,
But
this is my certificate of achievement from Dixie basketball camp. David Martin has successfully completed 1 week of basketball fundamentals and competition at the Dixie basketball camp in Summit, Mississippi. This is signed by Joe Dean Sr. and
Oh,
Joe
man.
Dean Jr. Now, those of you outside Louisiana might not know who Joe Dean, right? But there you
Yeah.
go. I went to Joe Dean camp.
And what year was that?
1981, bro.
Oh, all right.
Me and Raleigh Galliana. Well, she's probably listening. Shout out. We roomed together.
What are the chances? What do you think the chances are that Raleigh still has his?
He better damn well still have his. The other thing I'm finding, man, and here's what's funny about the things you will keep. I will not throw away. I refuse to my second place 10-year-old punt, pass, and kick trophy.
That's big stuff, man. That's
Dude,
big
that
stuff.
was David. Literally, my name David against Goliath, man. I mean, like all the super athletes were out there, and I somehow, miracle of miracles, threw a perfect straight pass, kicked a perfect straight ball, and punted semi decent. And punt, pass, and kick is not just how far you can
It's
throw.
how straight, right?
How
They
accurate.
come out there with that rope.
And somehow, right here, this rifle, I came out second place. Shocked the world, Juan. Shocked the world. But so I didn't throw that away or my tennis thing. But man, here's what's funny. And this was so I'll pull this up, and I get papers, and I was just getting ready to toss a bunch of stuff, and then there's something in my head says, no, man, go through it, and I found literally my senior year when I won regionals in high school, the sheet. Okay, I got the sheet of the whole tournament.
Oh, you got your bracket?
Got my bracket scores to win. I also sent you and Rick when the jobs filled when we got our jobs at Nicholls State.
I'm pretty sure I have that somewhere.
Okay, so flashbacks. Here's one of my favorite. All right, and this was in South Lafourche, apparently our high school. Shout out, because you wouldn't think we were even literate. I'm telling you, you look back at South Lafourche, the crap like South Lafourche has the reputation that maybe America has around the world. They would think South Lafourche that we're just a bunch of trawlers and work on the rigs.
Yeah, no need to learn to read.
we had some damn authors and anyway, the paper, and it's Martin receives honors. Okay. And this was a tournament. And dude, I remember you same way, old like we are, there's certain days days and weekends or events you just remember.
Yeah.
Like I'm reading this stuff like this was 40, whatever years ago. David Martin, that's always age too. I didn't become Dave until I got to college. David Martin, a senior here at South Lafourche, has added another championship to his growing list of victories. Dude, right there. It had me. I'm standing in the closet. It's like I died and I'm reading somebody else's life, right? David,
give that to your children to read.
They don't care. That's what I told my
obituary.
wife. I took a picture of it. It's probably always get thrown away because nobody but me gives a crap about this. It says David won the Bayou Tennis Association. There was a thing back then.
Yeah.
Spring Invitational Tournament in the 18 and under division. This was at Nichols. I remember it was at the Nichols courts. Now you would think that's news in itself, right? No, not South Lafourche, baby. We had real journalists. David got past the first round of action with a 8-5 victory over Steve Portier.
Dude, so they're like, it's like a real sports column.
Listen, 8-5 victory over Steve Portier of Terrebonne, who was the number 3 seed from Terrebonne. So sorry,
that might have been Rick's relative.
Sorry, Steve Portier, but you just got in the way. All right. I mean, I'm sorry, that wasn't going to be your week. Martin's 8-3 victory in the quarterfinals came over Barry Alford, the number 6 seed from Terrebonne. Apparently, I was just tearing through Terrebonne. So sorry, Terrebonne.
Terrebonne thought they was tough.
Yeah. Then Martin's 8-3 victory in the. David has now. This was wrong.
Maybe you were just the only good guy in South Lafourche.
Yeah. Well, I kind of was, but all right. No, I wasn't the only good guy. I mean, just anyway. So. Here's where they rubbed it in a little bit. David had an easy time in the semifinals with John Newbig. Sorry, John. The number 1 seed from Terrebonne. David advanced to the championship match by defeating Newbig 8-2. So, sorry, John. I think he's still around there. I always thought John was a jerk. Turned out he was a pretty good guy. I thought he was like a rich kid.
8-2? What kind of scoring scoring?
Okay, back in those days, they were called pro sets. So in a lot of these tournaments, you play what's called a pro set. So it's 1 set. You play the 8 games.
All right,
by 2. Now the championship, they go 2-3, which I was in. Martin.
Well, obviously, you easily beat that guy in the semis.
Here's the deal, but that was the 3rd time I played him that year, and he was good. But it's one of those things about tennis, man, that people don't understand. You pretty much at that stage, if I got you, I got you. Like if I beat you before, you probably do that fighting. If you had to like spar with somebody, you kind of knew like, all right, you might get a shot in now and then, but I know I know how this is going to end.
You were studying film,
right? I knew the guy. I knew all right. This is what. So anyway, now it says Martin had a tough time in the finals against James Boudery. I think they called him Jamie, the number 1 seed for Meaty White. So let it be known, Juan, I tore through the entirety basically of the Terrebonne team.
Dude, look, I'm tearing up over here. So
yes, and then the number 1 seed from Edie White, which is just down the street. That guy probably could have walked home to use the bathroom.
That's probably where he practiced
in between sets. I had to drive my Plymouth Fury 3 all the way up from Cutoff, Louisiana. A big green machine. Anyway, the number 1 seed from Edie White. David lost the first set. Apparently, I did 6-7. You know what?
Just giving them fighting chance.
That would have broken many a person. But hey. David lost the first set 6-7, but came back strong in the last 2 sets. David took the second set from Boudery 7-6. That was a tie. So, dude, I dropped the first set in the tiebreaker. I won the second set in the tiebreaker. And the third set, I beat him 6-4 to win the championship. We congratulate David on his victory and wish him luck in future tournaments.
Bruh.
Boom.
You need to frame that. Call, see if they got a Velox copy of that.
And you ain't lying, huh? Martin, there you go. I got it. I took a picture of it now. I got it. I will not lose it. And true story. One of the best
You need
days,
to add that to your favorite so you could just call that baby up anytime.
One of the best days of my life, because this is a true story. I got home, long day, and I was exhausted. I mean, because we played out there in the sun, no hat. I mean, so won the tournament, which I still remember. It was kind of funny. The guy that put it on, I think it was a guy named Dean. Stunned, shocked that I won. It was kind of one of those things, like, right? Oh, everybody thought, number 1 seed from E.D. White's going to be the guy that just wipes it, and I beat him. And I get home feeling pretty good, and I told my mom and dad I was home, and went there, and I was so.
They didn't go watch?
No, my mom and dad, God bless them. My mom and dad watched 2 of my tennis matches ever, I think. No, they might have come to some others. My dad worked. My mom had people.
Yeah, it wasn't back then. That one,
Correct. But I got home that day. I hate taking baths because I had a shower. Because, civilized people take showers.
I take a bath, bro.
Peasants take baths. But that day, I was so tired. I flopped in there, and I had mail that day. And I opened it up, and it was from Nichols. And it was telling me that I had a scholarship to Nichols for academic scholarship.
It was the greatest day ever.
Greatest day of my life. Greatest day, like I remember just.
Downhill since.
100%. You ain't lying.
See, I keep articles like, when I went and testified or at a public hearing for the city council in Thibodeau when they were trying to pass a lot of closed bars at 2 a.m.
You fought the good fight, Juan. How dare they close bars at 2
a.m.? And I went and I called out the cops, and I said something like, if 2 o'clock is the bewitching hour of crime, why when I pop in at 3 o'clock to the pit grill, it's filled with police officers.
They should have arrested you on the spot, bro.
They didn't take that kindly. And I think the article quoted what their response was to me on that. So, but I have that somewhere.
Oh, okay. They didn't give you the response?
No, they came up and talked. They all came up and responded. I think the article quotes the police officers basically slamming me verbally. But
yeah, it's funny. So yeah, it's sort of it's weird going through stuff and like and stuff.
I love stuff like that, man.
And I'm finding junk, Juan, that I should have thrown away 50 years ago. Like I got a grizzly bear toy. A ugly rubber grizzly bear toy. I don't know if it was a movie that was out when I was a child or what the heck it was.
Could have been for maybe you were like a fan of the TV show Grizzly Adams.
Could have been. I got it. I found it in that closet, and I'm not throwing that away. Like when I'm dead, they're gonna say, "What the hell was he doing?"
Take a picture of it, put it on Google Drive. I mean, Google might be able to find what it is.
Oh, you know what? Chat and Grok are really good for that. I might have to do that. What was the other thing? Oh, man, I'm finding resignation letters I turned in at companies. I'm finding job offers when I got jobs. I found a job offer today from a company called IBT. They were International Banking Technologies out of Atlanta. Shout out to David Poole, wherever you are. I think he's still doing stuff. And I read the offer letter. Juan, I would take that job today. I can't believe I turned that job down. I was telling it to my wife. I said, "What the hell was I thinking, man?" I guess I had options back in the day, and it ended up working out.
I like to go read like old resumes and stuff. I have a few of them, just obviously before there were electronic copies of them or digital copies. And I for years told people, if you want to be entertained, let me read my resume to you, and then I'll tell you what it really means. And apparently, that's something I've been doing for many, 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 many years.
I'm also impressed at the writing I did before AI existed. I'm like, man, I'm reading, thinking. I told that to my wife a little while ago. I said, I read some of the old stuff and think, I'm not that good anymore. I mean,
I don't think I am, and I've won a sizable amount of awards for writing, creative writing, and things like that.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Right.
Like Ron Burgundy. Kind of a big deal.
I don't think I could do it. I don't know. One of my favorite ones, I think I still have the award, and it was it's like a statewide award for writing excellence, like medical, when I worked for a hospital system. And it sat on my bookcase in my office for years. And finally, some person pointed out that the word excellence was misspelled, and which I thought was great. And they said, "Well, I can't believe that doesn't bother you. I didn't want to tell you. I saw it from the beginning." I said, "I didn't make the damn trophy. Why would I care about that?"
Don't you know how it works? All I can read is my name. It's my name.
God, that's the only part I look at.
I got that award, and I still remember the comments. Remember Joe Broussard, Joe, guy. And it was one of his assistants, graduate assistants or something back in the day. And the dude was already gone. And it was something, she says, Dr. Broussard, said whatever group we're in, that you were talking to me, says you were the best copywriter he ever saw.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wish he could have told me that. Like, that would have been nice to know. Whatever class I had with him, it's like, hell, I might have done something different. Like,
I couldn't take writing classes in college because I couldn't type on the journalism side.
Oh, hey, shout out to Wilton Curall. They call them Snooze. He's a football coach at South Lafourche. He taught typing. And this man was large. Man, this guy was, he probably went 6'2", 250, 260. He's a football coach. Yeah. Big guy. He taught us typing. That guy had hands the size of your head.
He hit 3 keys with one finger.
But man, I tell you what, for whatever reason, I don't know why I chose typing, and I got up to like 55 words, 60 words, I guess, on Underwood manual typewriter.
Yeah. Did you have to hit the carriage back when it got to the end of the line?
Yeah. Well, no. So some of them, I think maybe some of them in South Lafourche, you had to do the, and then some, I think you could hit return.
All right.
And then later on in life, they had the fancy one with the ball. But when we first learned, it was the peck, 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 peck.
Yeah.
And then you had to learn.
And if you went too fast, they'd all get caught up.
They jammed. And if you made a mistake, you had to either white out or
you get that little paper or something that you put in there, huh?
And you had to backspace over it and put it, and then hit the
And
same
hope
letter
and backspace, exactly right.
and hit the same letter. Yeah, you had to do like if you put an A where it shouldn't have been, or heaven forbid
Yeah.
you discovered your mistake and you had to change 4 letters. Typing was like hieroglyphics back in the day, guys. But I tell you what, and I still say that to this day, I think that typing class was the most beneficial class I ever had in high school, flat out.
Well, now they all have it. I mean, they call it, I think, keystroke class or whatever. I mean, my kids had that in elementary school.
I don't know. It is what it is. The other thing I was thinking of had me why flashing back, right? So with reading all this tennis stuff, and I remember, and then looking over old pictures and going through like job stuff, and I find, like I said, I'm finding resignation letters and whatever, and it makes you realize over time that there are people in your past that you thought were real chews at the time. You just like didn't, and with time you go, no, they weren't that bad. I think that was me. I think I'm the person who was probably looking for somebody not to, and then other people that you thought you can remember, like, oh man, I just want to hang out with that person or be associated. And you realize after, what an ass. Like, and so you're running into that. There's one company I would work for a little bit. Like, I ain't saving none of that stuff. I told my wife, I said, I wish I would have missed that part. It's just about a 7-month period where, like, man, burn this crap. But I'm going to keep the.
It's all perspective. I mean, I was at physical therapy the other day and sitting on a table, and they've got a lot of like student workers in there, like the physical therapist does, and then they kind of get you set up, and so these student workers, or I don't know, and by I mean student workers like college interns and stuff. And they were having a conversation that they shouldn't have had close to me, but I'm going to acknowledge that I'm hearing it because they're talking about one of the new people that are there, and then they don't pull their weight, and they just seem to just sit around and do nothing. And I said, here, let me give you a little old man wisdom here. Everywhere you work for the rest of your life, that person will be there. And when they leave, somebody else is stepping up. And I said, 95% of you are going to notice that person didn't pull in their weight. But the 5% that matters are the 5% that don't notice.
100%. Or if you're looking around and you can't find anybody not pulling their weight,
it's you.
Yeah. It's you. That's one of the, looking back, man, that's one of the things where, and I'm at that point in life, Juan, that, I hope I live another 30 years, but I don't know how long it's going to be. But I'm just like, look, I'm getting to a stage of I am 100% comfortable now. Let's just call out the BS. And people can call out my BS. I realize that, like, man, I was so full of it at that point. Or just, and my thing, and my wife thinks I'm crazy on this stuff. I said, like, I just want the record to be set. Because what you find out after is that people make up stories. Like, everybody reinvents history. Now, we know they do that in our actual history books.
Right.
Like, the actual history books we have been taught for decades are, if not complete lies, I mean, propaganda. Like I said, the winners get to write the history books.
Mm-hmm.
And in our case, the people that ended up getting control of the school systems,
right. And nowadays, if you feel bad about winning, you get to rewrite them.
Yeah, and then they make you feel bad for even like paying attention and starting to question stuff. It's like, wait a minute, how did that happen? And that's the other thing, man. They're going to come for me because one of the other algorithms I'm apparently on is the questioning algorithms, like videos and people showing stuff, like everything back from the Oklahoma City bombing. Dude, have you ever seen? Like some of the interviews and details and like,
yeah, I've seen stuff on
they
that.
hid so much of that. That the story we got on that Oklahoma City bombing is not what happened. I mean, just the physics don't work. The physics don't work.
No, the physics don't work. The guy just doing all this by himself and just
they're looking for 2 people and then they're not looking for 2 people. No. And don't get me started on the Pentagon. How does it play? All that stuff. Building number 7, the Kennedy assassination. You just go like, oh. Landing on the moon.
Get over that.
Well,
I don't know. I have no idea. I just dog you about that.
I know. My father-in-law was taken the other day. He was like flabbergasted that I questioned. I'm like, well,
question anything. Well, he's of that age, man.
Anyway, look. Let me tell you something. I kind of wish it'd be easier for me just to believe people. Right. And by the way, that's how people that manipulate and lie get away with everything, because normal people, you just want to live your life. Right. Man, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to have to doubt everything you're told. But you gotta. Oh, you saw today. So Tulsi Gabbard is she's leaving her position, and it sounds. Look, I'm gonna guess. Like I said, I'm just saying I don't believe anything, but who knows? Apparently, sadly, her husband has cancer, some kind of aggressive cancer, and so she's dropping out to spend time, with how much time he has left, and hopefully he makes it. But on her way out, she's dropping the big bombs. Yeah. She's like there's a reason.
She seems like that type too.
Dude, I hope she runs for president. I hope she comes back around, and I would actually support her. And she was a Democrat her entire life. Yeah. She's and she still has some positions that are I probably don't totally agree with that, but she's the kind of person you look at and think, or just I kind of think that she's in it for the right. I might not agree with everything she does, but I think she's legitimate. I think she.
Well, I'm okay with anybody who criticizes both sides equally.
Okay. Well, they're just dropping, and not just they're dropping the data. They're dropping the stuff that has been around, that has been covered up forever, and it goes back to previous administrations and certain presidents who never really went away, and the memos and the proof they have of their whatever. But then the stuff on Fauci, they're basically it's all proven. It's all proven. Like, hey, it came out of a lab. We, America, through this guy, paid for it. Okay, and right. And lied. He lied nonstop about everything, and still walking around literally the biggest pension. He has the largest pension of any former.
But some of the stuff, when you start looking at things, young people have no clue of that. And I probably, when I was young, didn't either. I was talking about, young fellow who works with me, who's probably 25, and we were talking about all the stuff in Iran. And I said, well, let me tell you about the business of war. I said, you see, one of these things is somebody's going to go rebuild Iran.
Yep. And
get billions and billions and billions of dollars. Probably going to be us. And guess what? We're going to award those contracts to people.
And, look, Biden's brother was a big rebuild of Iraq, I think it was.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute, huh? What? So. Again, a pox on everybody. I believe me, there are every bit as many corrupt, crooked Republicans and spineless people. By the way, I think John Kennedy's one of them. He's Foghorn Leghorn.
Is he? I saw a video. I didn't even get. I was somewhere where it wasn't. I don't know. Somebody was sleeping, so I didn't play it. Where it was back when he was a Democrat and I guess the treasurer.
I forgot he was a Democrat before, was he?
Yeah, I wanted to.
He still is, by the way. He still is.
I wanted to send the video of myself, but I didn't, just so I could go hear how much that accent has changed.
Oh yeah, I want to say, didn't he go to Oxford? He's an educated guy.
Super
smart. But he's as fake as a $3 bill.
But they said that he's thinking of running for president now.
Not a prayer. He's become equally despised. And here's what's going to happen right now. There's only two real parties. There is the whether you call them MAGA, whatever you call the people, the truly, hey, I want to burn it all down. Conservatives, like, okay, whatever. And then there are the far left, like, we want communism. That's basically where we are right now. Everything in the middle is just a grift. They're just, they're all owned. We see this. We see this stuff with Fauci. How's that guy still walking the streets? You get to a point where when everybody has something on everybody, and you're dealing with people who, dude, you gonna take the bribe, or you gonna end up having a tragic accident. Just wow.
Well, it's just this side of wrestling at this point. The wrestling from the old days when they were enemies in the ring, and then they leave together and go get a beer.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where we are. But that Iran thing is going great. It's going gangbusters.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Have you lost track yet of is the Strait of Hormuz open or closed, dude? I don't know.
I don't know, but today supposedly, we're going to bomb them into oblivion if it's not.
Again, I thought we bombed them into oblivion like 2 months ago. It was supposed to be over 2 months ago.
I was just excited because our gas here was about to drop below $3 a gallon.
They're never going to let that happen, man, for a bunch of reasons. One of the reasons that they're going to do everything possible not to let it happen is they want gas prices to be as high as possible come November because they want Americans mad and to throw out. Right. It's all manipulation. Our reserves are down to whatever, but people forget last administration was just releasing from our strategic reserves
to sell other people
and to try to keep the price down around election time. That's
Yeah.
that's the massive
Right. Where's
manipulation.
my granddaughter?
Was
Did
that?
you see that the other day? Biden at the Obama library opening
They just left him on the stage again.
wandered out on the stage and he shouted, "Where's my granddaughter?"
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't there 2 years ago.
No.
How are they still getting him? And
Then
well,
you see somebody had a camera like from the side stage. Here comes Jill. Kind of, come here.
well, it is what it is. A random thing here. So last night, there's nothing. The World Cup wasn't on. It was over. I'm scanning. One of the shows that I will always stop and watch, Top Gun Maverick, comes back on. My wife does the same thing. Really? Yep. Gonna watch it.
Yeah, why not?
But Juan, I got annoyed last night. I'm at that stage of life. It was a great movie. Top Gun was a great movie. Top Gun Maverick is a great movie. Not quite as good as the first one, but still a great movie. But still just enough political correctness in it that I'm watching it. Look, I will extend, what's what I'm looking for? Belief. I will, okay, I'm going to go along with whatever.
Suspend belief.
Suspend
disbelief.
It escaped me at the moment. Okay, so I will suspend disbelief, and I'll believe, all right, you can do this. But then Tom Cruise, he's supposed to teach these young pilots to go fly this impossible mission. John Hamm, who played the role well, is apparently just trying to get them killed. I don't know. What's his role? His role is just to be the biggest chew. He's supposed to be the anti-ice. Iceman is all of a sudden, he's a general, admiral, whatever. He's great. So you got John Hamm playing his role. So then Tom Cruise, okay, he's going to fly because he steals a plane and goes fly it, whatever, to prove it can be done. And then Tom Cruise has to pick his team to fly. And he makes the dumbest choices possible. He chooses, what's his face, Rooster, who was the son of
Goose,
who just 5 minutes before told him he would never trust him. Basically blames him for his dad's death. Why you did this? I will never trust you. Guy's got a problem. He chooses him. He chooses, and I'm sorry, if you look at the groups, you got to just play the game of, well, you see, we got a Hispanic dude and an African American dude. They're getting chosen. That's
yeah, it's a DEI operation.
All right, so they're getting chosen, and then he chooses Phoenix, who's the girl, and Bob. Bob is an accountant. Bob doesn't belong. He's constantly shocked. He's in the plane. He's always it's like he's like R2-D2 riding in the back of that thing. Like, what's he doing? And for whatever reason, the lovely lady who plays the part, and I pulled up her thing, and she's actually a dance. That was her thing. She's a great actress and stuff, and she's a professional dancer. She probably goes 5'1", 5'2", 105, 110 pounds. And all they're doing is talking about all the G-forces you're going to be pulling on this thing.
Pull you out.
Exactly. Like it's almost killing everybody. But he picks her and Bob. And I'm like, oh, come on, dude. We all know what's his face. Oh, I wrote his name down. Oh, darn it. Rooster Hangman, the good-looking dude.
All right. Yeah.
We all know he's the best pilot. We all know. It's been proven.
Left him out.
The cocky, arrogant, good-looking, that's the guy.
All right. That was Ice.
That was he was playing the role of Ice. Yeah. That's the guy. Of course, in the end, he saves the day. He's the one that's actually a great scene when he shoots the whatever and he goes, So it's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. But at that point, I'm like, no, man. And there's a reason. Hey, dude, there's a reason when you called out the names that Bob looked at Phoenix shocked. Because even I bet that's not even in the script. I bet you that wasn't even in the script. I bet he looked over saying, what the hell? He can't be choosing us. But there you go. But a good movie all along. Well, I got to go see Toy Story 5. I hear Toy Story 5 is pretty good.
But doesn't Woody become like a bad guy?
Oh, I don't know. Don't tell me that. I don't
know.
I doubt it. I'm sure it comes out. The reviews I hear on it's pretty good. They should have stopped a long time ago. 3 was the end.
All of them. Well,
3 was perfect, but now it's all, nobody can possibly come up with anything new anymore.
Yeah.
And speaking of not coming up with anything new, that's us.
We ain't got nothing.
I think the buffet is before him, man. We hit the time. We're gonna push the button. Get on out of here. See if any of this stuff stuck to the magic tape up in the sky. We hope it did. Hey, y'all, if you want to reach us, same place, Dave and Juan at protonmail.com.
Ain't that hard. We're right here.
And right here. You did something to be hearing or watching this today.
Do it again.
Do it again. Do it again. I even came today with fluffy hair. Nothing in my hair.
Me
did.
too.
Yeah,
We had physical therapy the other day, so I was saying there's a bunch of student workers in there, and I guess it was somebody new, and there's all, you just whoever, they print out a sheet for you, like the actual physical therapist prints out the sheet, and then they tell you what to do, and so I just always go find, said, all right, what's next? Then I was doing something on the table, and I looked down at the paper because I was trying to see what I had left. And I saw handwritten on the paper, no hair.
That's how. So they knew that was yours.
Yeah. So that's how they knew if I went up there and they didn't know my name.
They
That's
didn't
who I
identify you as Juan, Mr. Semino.
Yeah, that's the guy with no hair.
Juan of Dave and Juan more time.
Yeah,
No.
I wanted to say you could have saved yourself 2 letters and just wrote bald.
Wow. I'm at the stage of life now that. And it took me, because I'm slow on the uptake sometimes. It's been probably about a year or so that I'll go get a haircut and I'm okay with the haircut. And then within a couple, 3 weeks, I think, man, I don't like my haircut. Like they screwed up my haircut. And then I realized because your hair grows at different speeds now. My hair used to grow all at the same speed, right? All at the same speed. Now, hang on a sec here.
No clue.
Well, but so now, like, and I guess old guys get that. So like the wings here. Thankfully,
you need to anticipate that, Dave.
Well, I need to just tell
them have the whoever cut your hair anticipate that. It's like if you got 3 tires and one of them's got a slow leak, and you need 32 pounds of air in that tire, you're gonna put 34.
Put a little more. Put a little more. So my apologies to all the hair people out there that I've been cussing the last year. Apparently, it's me. apparently that's on me and my my aging follicle production system. Whatever that would be.
Died many moons ago.
Yeah, guys, we tell you every week it's not a hint, it's not a suggestion, it's not a subtle implication, y'all. It is
it's a freaking mandate, bro. It's something you got to get
out there, live your best life, man. Pretend you're at a World Cup game every day. Win, lose. You got to be like some of these countries that are excited to tie 0-0. You gotta love soccer. So no sport in the world will people like be crying excited that we didn't score, but we didn't let them score.
It's all about perspective.
That's right. Live your life like that. Score, do that, right? And sometimes
if you don't score tomorrow, it's all right. Still be good.
And sometimes you having a bad day, and the other team will have what's called an own goal. Like they'll kick it in themselves. Show me another sport where that happens. They scored it for you.
Bro, that's like the best day ever. You didn't have to do nothing.
Oh, man. That's when the soccer gods are smiling on you. But anyway, so I think maybe we can probably squeeze one out next week. I got to head to, I leave Sunday for, where am I going? Idaho. I'm going to Sun Valley, Idaho. I can't wait to hear what I have to say when I get there. I gotta figure that out. Maybe I'll just redo this podcast. Maybe I'll just.
There you go.
I'm a little bummed. They got 50 minutes. I normally get an hour. They got me scheduled for 50.
Oh man, what are you gonna cut out?
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's like which children
right. It's so I would imagine it's tight. Where if you cut one thing out, then that does, it's everything to set up the next thing.
What I'd have to do is probably cut down some of my personal stuff. But the only reason I do this stuff is to talk about the personal stuff. So
exactly, what's the point?
I do the business stuff to justify me telling my stories. So, and it seems to work. But then they give me 50 minutes. I mean, I don't know. Well, anyway, so I got to do that. So maybe we can squeeze one in there, and then the following week, I'm on a dang boat.
All right.
We're gonna fun time. And I am not.
You'll be gathering content though, so it'll be worth it. The break will be worth it.
Hopefully, it's not people fighting content, but we'll get there. But anyway, so if we don't get another one, yo, we got 260 something of these, or 250 something. A lot
of them.
Bro, there's a lot. It's just like me digging in my closet. I find stuff I forgot happened. I do that with this podcast. I'll go back and find, podcast 112. Not even remember we did that. It's like, dang.
I barely remember the one we did last week.
We're much younger in the day. Much younger. But our attitudes have not improved at all. All right, everybody. Y'all have a fantastic week out there. Be careful. We'll see you when we see you. Love you, bro.
Back at you, dude. So a couple quick things. So my daughter is going this week to Texas A&M, and she's going to be a counselor at a Fellowship of Christian Athletes camp.
Nice.
And they have theme nights at camps. I don't know. I never went to camp as a kid. And one is like jersey night. So she reached out to my son, who has a lot of different sports jerseys, and said, "Hey, when you come to Gramps today, bring me some of your jerseys. I want to, bring one to camp." So in his true fashion, he brought her a jersey of from the Houston Texans, number 4,
Deshaun
Watson. And so she was all into it. I said,
"Do not wear that one.
You're not taking that to Fellowship of Christian Athletes camp."
Trust me, babe.
I said, because he was not a Christian athlete.
Trust me, babe. Trust me, babe. You don't want to wear Deshaun.
Yeah, not a good first impression or last impression.
No.
But then, if you remember my nephew, who I fussed about, not fussed about him, but they got married sometime last year and had multiple showers that I got invited to and couldn't figure out why. Well, now, they're about to have a baby.
Okay. Congrats.
So now I'm invited to a baby shower for that, with equal, dollar value presents that I'm not going to buy on the registry, because the registry, and I know it's probably an AI thing, it bundles it, Dave. If you like, like Amazon, if you buy them this, you might as well get this with it. But Joey was fussing the other day, my wife, because she said, "Well, you got RSVP." I said, "I'm not going." She said, "Well, you still have to RSVP."
No, I don't.
She says, "It says, but if you're not going, you have to RSVP because it says regrets only." I said, "No, I'm not going, and I don't regret it." So I'm not going.
Hey, look, letter of the law, you nailed it.
Right. I don't regret not going. So no need to say anything.
That's good.
And then she's got a little, she's got a son from a previous relationship, little redhead kid, which has nothing to do with anything. But
literally the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, he is. So my sister a while back told me they were switching his school because he gets picked on because he's got red hair. And I said, "He didn't get picked on, he got red hair. You get picked on because he's a pain in the butt." He was sitting there because we grilled today, so we didn't have the fancy plywood on the pool table. And dude was slamming and throwing pool balls across that table like you wouldn't believe.
He's gonna get picked on right here.
And the mama wouldn't say. And I said, "Hey, buddy, don't throw them, just roll them." "I'm not throwing them." I said, "Yeah, you see when they bounce like that, you're throwing them." And just kept on and on. And then the mom finally stepped in and she said, "Don't do that." And he kept doing it. So I told him again. I said, "Buddy, you can't bounce them like that." I said, "You almost took out your little buddy's head over there, my other nephew's son." And then he tells the mom, he says, "I'm not doing it. It was an accident." And she said, "Don't lie." And he said, He did it.
Wow.
Pointing to the other kids. So
wow.
Said, yeah.
So you're telling me sometimes red-headed stepchildren deserve the butt whipping they take?
I don't know, but let me tell you something. I wanted to stand up and say, "Let me tell you this, little fella. You don't know me, and trust me, you don't want me getting out of this chair."
I'm about to be a lifetime memory.
Yeah, I'll teach you what you had nobody teach you before.
You won't need a new school.
No, I need a new butt.
It's over. Go home.